Harold J. Naples, strives to represent the challenges of underrepresented, marginalized, and oppressed persons. Through a series of workshops and presentations, Giving Voice assists leaders in the academic, business, and community fields to address issues of oppression, microaggression, and discrimination. This training, led by a facilitator and the actors, offers opportunities for workshop participants to discuss how to approach these situations, as well as creating a safe environment to try out solutions. Experience the newest scenario utilizing the latest research and stories of oppression, especially microaggression. The power of theater can help us understand and empower us to improve this wonderfully diverse world of ours.
All right, good morning.
Good morning.
So yeah, Giving Voice. 2 weeks ago we were in Washington, D.C. presenting, and very happy to be here a little bit closer, a little less stress of travel. But we literally, and actually before I start, let me reassure you that this is a safe environment. And that's important to remember because we will get into situations, deal with situations that may be uncomfortable and could lead to what some call difficult dialogues. We like to call them courageous conversations. Our goal for you is to become more aware of oppression in its many forms, including what's called microaggressions. How many have heard that term? Yeah, it's a fancy term for bullying. It's those brief, subtle, and way too common indignities. A comment. Oh, it's just a joke. A word that's made it into our vernacular that, intentional or unintentional, conveys insults. And the studies have shown they have harmful psychological impacts. If we're not the victim or the target of these things, may not even notice. But for those that endure these day after day after day, it's like constant dripping water, and it can wear away the toughest stone. Does anyone know the most common tactic used to deal with these things? Ignore it. How often have we done that? Just pretend you didn't see or hear something. And I think, I like to believe people have good hearts and they want to do something and they're just afraid they'll make things worse or they don't know what to do. And how often have you walked away from a situation and then thought, oh, I should have done or said this? Well, if there's one thing you take away today, and only one, know this: silence indicates approval. So if someone is being bullied and you're anywhere near and you don't say or do something, you're telling that student or that friend or whoever that you're okay with that. So we want you to not only become more aware of these things, but be empowered to take action, to help make your classrooms, halls, everywhere a little safer place to be, a little nicer, kinder place to be and go to school. We strive to literally give voice to those who, for whatever reason, feel they cannot speak up for themselves or are not being heard. And we do that by what's already happened before this are that the troop members and myself have done interviews and we've collected stories of what's been happening in classrooms and hallways and campuses and all kinds of things. And we workshop these stories into one scene that we use to work off of. So in this case, this is called a group project, and it's basically a set of students that have been grouped together. Anyone do group projects in your classes? Okay. Yeah. So they're having to work together, may not necessarily be the best of friends, and some things get said, things happen. And for our purposes, even though I think we've got a teacher or two maybe around, we're going to keep this as a student-centered focus so that you can start thinking about, okay, if I were a student in that group and I heard this or saw this, what would I do? How would I help things make it better? All right. So the way this works is in 3 phases. First phase, you're going to watch a short play. Just sit back, very short play. Second phase, things change up. This is called the talk back. During the talk back, you get to interact with the characters and understand the actors are going to stay in character until the end, and that's when I'll introduce them. until then, they're going to react, answer as their character with that character's background and experiences. So it's kind of a unique opportunity to ask questions of people that we might not be comfortable doing otherwise. But here you get to, all right? And then the third phase, and this is why we've presented all over the nation now, we have the missing component for this type of diversity training and experiences. You get a chance to practice it. Because we're going to play the scenario again. Only this time through, in phase 3, you get to stop the oppression. You'll get to say stop, and hopefully be brave enough to step in. We'll put another chair or two up here, and you can be another student and try an idea on what you would do and see how that works. So we're going to kind of workshop some ideas on how to handle some things. With me so far? Okay. Yeah, maybe a little more than y'all bargained for. You're not going to just get to sit back and listen to talks about things. All right. We have a group warm-up, and I need 2 volunteers. These volunteers don't even have to say anything. So you're just going to be brave right off. She's brave. She's pointing out to people. A couple of you. We have one more.
He wants to. I'll do it.
All right. Tell me again your...
Caitlin.
And
Ethan Sprout.
Ethan, thank you. Here's the rule. If anyone volunteers, you applaud. Even if it's because, phew, she didn't make me get up. And I won't do that, because that would be oppressive, and we're kind of against that. Hopefully, you'll get comfortable.
It's a little oppressive.
A little bit. Would you two shake hands and freeze? Freeze. Facing him, okay. So the hard part for you two is to stay frozen, all right? Everybody else, look at this image and describe it as objectively as possible. In other words, just the facts that you know. How would you describe this to someone?
Best friends.
Best friends?
Business.
Business? Okay, we've already jumped to what I call the subjective. Because if you talk objectively, you could say things about having on a black top with white stripes. Aqua and cool shoes. Cool would not, that would be subjective. But that's just the facts. But I want you to go to the subjective. Might be a business meeting. What else might it be?
Or just like saying hi.
Just saying hi. Maybe, what else? Huh?
Casual handshake.
Just a casual handshake? Okay. Ethan, I'm going to let you sit down. Thank you.
Thank you.
And would you go back into that pose without Ethan? All right. Now, forget everything we just talked about, and if you saw this frozen image for the first time, go right to the subjective. What might he be in the middle of doing when the snapshot or the frozen image happened?
Opening a door.
Opening a door.
Dancing.
Dancing.
Yeah.
What else?
Ready to flip.
What else might he be doing?
Getting a cup of water.
Getting a cup of water. Anything else?
Feeling great.
Feeling great. All right, we're getting creative. All right, thank you.
Good job.
Did you notice how much easier it got when there was just one person? We rarely see the full picture. We see a snapshot, an image, and we start making assumptions about who that person is or who that group is. If they look fun, we want to hang with them, or, I think I'm going to move to the other side of the street because of that person coming up that I don't even know. We make assumptions. And what I want you to, and that's normal. You do it based on your own experiences and backgrounds. But I want you to keep that in mind as you watch the scene. What are the assumptions that these characters are making about each other and that you might be making about them? And then use that second phase to kind of clear those up a little bit. All right, so we're going to get started. We've got a high school group working on a group project.
Oh, hey Sam. Hey, come in here. How's it going?
Well, it's been a little busy lately, filling out a lot of scholarships. Since I'm going to be the first in my family to go to college, so.
Oh, the first out of anyone in your family?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You just moved here from a small town, right?
Yep.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Red.
Hey, have you met Sam? She is a genuine first in her family to pursue an education. Hey, I like your hair. Did you do something new?
Oh, I finally found some decent product, you know?
Hair products?
Yeah, it took forever because the black hair section at Walmart's like that big.
That's ratchet. But wait, why are you shopping in the black hair section, aren't you, Rick?
Yeah, but I definitely got black hair, so.
It's funny, I actually didn't know that you people had your own specific hair product.
Yeah, can I ask, like, what does it feel like? Is it like sheep's wool or maybe?
Chris,
like,
so what do you identify your ethnicity with? You know, we just don't have a lot of people in the school who are, you know, like, exotic like you are. You said that you moved here last year from where?
My family's from Colombia.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Well, your English is really good.
Logan, you're late.
Yeah, sorry, I just got raped by my bio test.
You want to start us off some topics there?
Let me guess, more cultural competence?
Yeah, I'm not really familiar with different demographics.
Well,
so-
right, I mean, demographics do play into a culture project, and Chris, my man, if you have any sort of input, I'm sure that we all would love to hear from you.
So we could talk about civil rights.
Yeah, like voting,
transgender
women.
rights.
Second Amendment, hands off my guns, right boys?
Yeah, like I said, I'm just not really familiar with political correctness.
Right, so then maybe Chris could help us, you know, about how to be more PC, huh?
Okay, political correctness is just that tactic people are using nowadays to not say what they actually mean. I mean, come on, let's face it, some people don't like illegals taking their jobs or Muslim terrorists. I mean, we got Trump now, so freedom of speech is back.
Not hate speech.
Not for the press.
And all lives can matter again.
Not black lives.
Oh, sorry, is my privilege showing?
Okay, so there's a lot that we could talk about in there. We can talk about immigration, gun control.
You know that black lives are still relevant, right?
I mean, technically.
Geez, you're gonna take a knee?
What if we talked about immigration? You know, because besides Indians, we all come from immigrants. We have that in common.
Actually, it's Native Americans. Otherwise, we don't know if you're talking about Indian.
Plus, some of us were chained to the boat, so I don't know if that counts.
I mean, that wasn't our fault.
That's history, dude. Don't play the race card, or the homo card, or the feminazi card. It's 2018, guys.
Get over it.
Get over it, really? I mean, I can't even walk down the street without getting catcalled. Guys throwing around the P word like it's their, privilege.
Guys call each other, don't get emotional now. Guys call each other pussies all the time. Right, Riley? That's what you're into, right?
Anyway, it just makes me feel reduced.
I mean, it's misogynistic.
It feeds
but-
into hate speech.
It's just boys being boys. Sorry, I don't want to get me too.
I just don't understand because now I'm scared of all men. I used to only be scared of like thugs with their hoodies and their rap music, but now I feel like I can't be safe around any guys.
Oh, that's really funny because I'm afraid to wear a hoodie and listen to rap music.
If you don't know, now you know.
Don't do that. Maybe we could talk about the cultural incompetence of voting for Trump. I mean, I feel like that's where a lot of this is coming
I
from.
don't understand how anybody could support Trump. Oh, except for maybe Logan.
I mean, I would have voted for Trump, probably.
That is retarded. You're a white woman. You're automatically supposed to vote for Hillary.
Well, hey,
Small town.
come on, guys. Maybe we can learn something from Sam. You know, do you want to explain why you people would have voted for Trump?
Well, for me, I'm a Christian.
Oh, wait. No, because I'm a Christian too, and that's exactly why I couldn't vote for Trump. You know, we have to stick
I'm
together.
sorry. How does that work?
How does what work?
Like being a Christian, but also
How's the whole being a dyke in a Christian thing work? That's what she's asking.
I mean, like, what church lets you in? You know, my church is like a lot.
All right, guys. Hey, we don't know what Riley's specific orientation is. I mean, unless that's something you'd like to share, right?
Oh, come on. Of course it is. That's why they brought up the civil rights for trannies. I mean, you don't need civil rights for a few bathrooms in big cities.
Please stop.
Oh, you can't be all right with it, can you? You're Baptist, right?
Chris, do you want to shed any light on the Baptist view, my friend? Maybe we just, shouldn't get into religion. Let's just get back to the project, guys.
So, are we gonna do like a PowerPoint or poster. Ooh, we could do a website because.
Do you see a ling-ling here? No, it's gonna be a poster.
All right, so maybe we could talk about immigration, you know, because immigrants come from all over, like Colombia, right, Chris?
Yeah, how are you liking our country?
I'm from Columbia, Missouri.
We could, speaking of Colombia, we could talk about Trump building that wall, and Sam, who's gonna pay for it?
I just think it's crazy that people are talking about building a wall when immigrants are trying to escape violence and poverty.
I just think some extreme vetting is necessary.
Okay, don't even bring up the Muslims. Have you heard of terrorists, ISIS?
Okay, but ISIS has killed more Muslims than any group in the world.
Plus, most terrorists are white men. Ever heard of Dylan Roof, Stephen Paddock?
Guys, okay, you know, I don't know if we're fully capable of understanding this topic, so maybe we should just stick with something simpler, you know? Like we could talk about the historical struggle of, I'm sorry, what is the correct term now? Is it black, African American, colored?
It's definitely not that last one. It's not the 1950s anymore.
Oh, yeah, we can talk about that.
Actually, I don't really know how we can talk about that, seeing as though there's only one person in this group that could identify as a person of color, and he's barely black, so.
Excuse me?
Chill out, Malcolm X, it was a compliment. You're light skinned, you don't sound like a black person.
Okay, so, what's a black person supposed to say?
Alright, you know what, guys? Maybe we should just meet up again tomorrow. Let's come in with some new topics, and let's get this thing fleshed out, okay?